Alright guys, and welcome to episode 14 of this Road to Glory series with Salford City on FIFA 20. Okay, so I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say last episode, pretty damn good, weren't it? Not me on FIFA, that is, I'm not saying that I'm good, but in terms of results, we got the best result we have had to date, I think possibly on this channel, not just in this career mode. 5-0 at home against Northampton. We also had a 1-1 draw against Colchester, so we didn't get revenge for being dumped out at FA Cup, which is a shame. But yeah, we are climbing back up table, aren't we, after that victory? Today's episode, we are going to be away at Forest Green Rovers, and we will follow that up with a home game against Walsall. We'll also see if there's any more transfer business done, although we did have a pretty successful win, didn't we? Because so we managed to pick up a new number 1. He is number 18. I might change his number shortly. But we managed to pick up new number 1, Jordan Murphy, a English goalkeeper at 17, already 65 rated. Our highest rated goalkeeper by at least 2. And that is going to grow because his potential was like, what, 80 to 94, wasn't it? We have all of our youth players, apart from the other goalkeeper, already in the first team. We did do a bit of transfer business as well, didn't we? Last episode, what we signed? Daniel Ayala, that's the one. Daniel Ayala, can't even speak now. Daniel Ayala is joining from Middlesbrough. I'm pretty sure his rating's like the early 70s, I want to say. So he will become the best player at the club. We may still go in for 1 or 2 of these other players. We'll wait for scout reports to come back before we make any decisions in that regard, though. Tim Ream would be a fantastic pairing with Ayala, but we'll not rush into anything in that respect. There's not a great deal else to say, is there? It's just time to kick on and move towards this first game and see if we can keep that run of form after a fantastic result against Northampton. Somebody has approached us for, well, I say approached us, I mean they've approached Jake Beasley personally to offer him a pre-contract deal. That's fine, he's transfer listed anyway, so we did want rid of him, but got quite a few emails coming. Now this looks like scout reports have come back on some of the players on the transfer hub, so we might actually have a look at some of them. I know we've had a transfer offer for Rooney. Don't really want to sell Rooney. We've got his final scout report in on Walsall Koulibaly, so this is the free agent that is currently on the transfer hub, isn't it? The left back. So he's only 61 rated, and his stats, well, his physical stats do look good. His sprint speed is shocking, so he gets up to speed really quickly, but then has no actual speed to him. His balance, jumping and stamina are alright. Yeah, I don't think, mind just saying that, his stand tackle and slide tackle are alright as well, but with the way we play, we need a fast left back, and a slower right back is acceptable, so I don't think we are going to bother with Koulibaly. We'll remove him from the shortlist and say no thank you, Mr. Koulibaly. Let's just keep moving forward then. Saturday is game day. We need another victory over Forest Green. We have, looks like, no press conference to attend. No press conference, so it's just a case of cracking on and playing game number 1 then, away at Forest Green. Forest Green's lineup. Don't actually remember anything about what formation Forest Green used or the lineup that they put out last time. It is a 5-2-3, so it is our old formation. That defence is going to be quite hard to break down. We of course make 0 changes from last game, and when we won 5-0, that's hardly going to be a surprise, is it? We do keep up with the 4-2-3-1 though. Alright lads, now I've possibly screwed my sen over here with the kit choices, being partially colourblind, but we shall see how we get on. James spreads that out wide to Shepherd, cut out by Markovic. Is he going to keep on it? He is, but then tries to play it forward when there's nobody there to play it to. There's Shepherd. Shepherd getting forward, stolen back by Sigurdarsson, but unfairly. I didn't see too much wrong with that, but I'm not a professional referee. Mickelbust heads that on. Here's Markovic. That's Towel on for Sigurdarsson. Has he got the pace to get in? He has. Is he going to beat his man? No. He's battered off that ball. And Sigurdarsson complaining just as much as I am. Referee. Ooh, Sigurdarsson, thought you'd got that, sunshine. And again, it's twice that Sigurdarsson nearly got the ball. Shepherd forward again. This time Sigurdarsson does cut it out. Towel on for Figueira. Through middle, Mickelbust. Towel. Markovic spots the run of Mickelbust and it's straight at Smith. Put us Sens under pressure then, didn't we? That was a poor attempted pass. Again, I have been playing way more Ultimate Team than I have lower league career mode. So I'm used to having pacey players in certain positions. Here's Shepherd. Oh, well done, Toure. Can't stop it going out though, and that'll be a corner. And we'll play it short. Winchester to Tech. Cashnet was for the cross, and that's out on the other side for a goal kick. We'll play this on the ground. Looking for Smith Rowe. Finds him. We know he's got pace. But so it's defender. Managed to... oh, and that's in the net. Get in. Didn't even get to finish my sentence. We love you too, Sigurdarsson. There's Smith Rowe with a cutback, brings it into the box. I were actually looking for Towel then, but Sigurdarsson stepped up. We aren't even realising it. Right place, right time, and it's straight in back at net. Sigurdarsson, well done, son. Didn't he score one at goals against Northampton as well? Let's get his lead somewhat against run of play, I will admit. But, oh, it's a throw for us in injury time. 2 minutes to play in total. As Figueira picks that up. It's Towel on for Markovic. Looking for Towel on return. Oh, and that's 2. We have done it, boys. And I accidentally skipped the replay. I do apologise. Like I said, way too much Ultimate Team. But there is the referee's whistle. What a time to score, eh? At half-time, it's Forest Green Rovers 0, Salford 2. Plays it across field onto Figueira. Little tap to Toure. There's Markovic onto Towel, and Towel drills it wide. Oh no, picked up a deflection. Alright, that is a corner. Let's see if we can put this into the middle of the box and get up from it. No, is that going out by Grubb? It will be another corner. Put my corner takers on permanently. That is picked up by Smith Rowe, lost to Grubb. Smith Rowe's going to have to stick with his man. It's Kashket trying to come forward. That's Shepherd to McGinley. Here's James. He goes backwards to Shepherd. James again picks it up. It's Kashket. Inside. Oh, they've got behind. I'm going to get marked. Well done, Murphy. And a nice save for Murphy. First proper save he's made this game. It's going to be an out-swinging corner. And Pierre Gianni is the one that wins the header. He nearly won it a second time then as well. Oh, what a save by James. And a nice block. And we can break. Oh, unlucky. Sigurdarsson so close to being able to break then. Tried hitting on counter. Here's Grubb. Why did we just dance out of his way? Murphy with a save though. Old safe hands in middle. We are making our first sub at game now. It is Larson coming on from Mickelbust in centre of midfield. Oh, they're going to get this ball crossed in. Oh, well done, Toure. Towel launches that forward. Oh, Smith Rowe couldn't get on the end of that. Too many defenders crowding him out. My own fault, really. Should not have played that through ball. Frelkeld, you've danced away from your man. Here's Grubb with a cross. And Toure, well done. And Sigurdarsson, a chance to come forward. That's Towel onto Markovic. Looking for Markovic. Oh, I've stuck it out wide. Can you get the cross on? No. McGinley played it back to Markovic, and it's been spilled, but the keeper does eventually get to it. That were a bit of comedy or errors at back, weren't it? Here's Winchester. Brings it through centre circle. He's going to take it out to wing with Mills. Smith Rowe lets it go past him. Here's Williams coming through middle. That's out wide with Grubb. Mills. And that is out for a goal kick. And that's opportunity for sub number 2 then. It is Markovic coming off and Manny Desaruwe coming on up front. I'm going to rely on Manny's pace towards end of this game, but also his height and physicality. Ball one back by Piergiani. Winchester wins it though in midfield and barrels forward. Grubb. James into Winchester. Went for the block, but it just goes out for a goal kick in the end. Towell forward for Larson, who's picked up an injury apparently. Well, that were an interesting choice of pass. Figuera forward for the injured Larson. Oh, Towell caught in possession. One back though. Manny Desaruwe. Oh, it's turned away by the goalkeeper and Rawson punches it out. Well, he didn't punch it out, does he? As a defender, he kicks it out. Here's Toure. It's for the cross and it's Larson. Oh, he just would not react. His injury has seriously slowed him down. I would tap in the shoot button then. You could probably actually hear me tapping the button. Oh, well cut out though by Towell. Smith Rowe on for Larson. He's run his injury off now as well. Of course he has. Manny should have perhaps buried that then. Smith Rowe. Here's Larson. I'm thankful that he has run his injury off. Oh, Manny. It is a corner though. Let's see if we can plant this anywhere near Manny's head. No, because he's run close to goalkeeper. Keeper punches. And that is going to be all she wrote. Yep, there we go. The referee's whistle brings game to a close. We don't get that magical third goal, but we are still winning. Forest Green 0, Salford 2. That was a nice way to start the episode, weren't it? As you can see, we have climbed up to 9th. We'll have a quick look at the league table, remind us how things have gone. We are up in 9th place now, which is not bad considering we were rock bottom at one point, weren't we? How far off are we from promotion? We're currently on 39. Is it 2, 4, 3? How many go up from League 2? I'm actually not sure. We are a ways off. We are 10 points behind 3rd place and 12 behind Colchester in 1st, heading towards the end of January. So, you know, we're catching up. We're not doing bad considering where we were near the start of the episode. There has been some interest shown in Obita, one of the players that we have on the transfer hub. We also didn't answer the email about somebody wanting to buy Adam Rooney, did we? I don't really want to sell him, and I definitely don't want to sell him for less than his transfer value. I will negotiate and see what we can get out of him, because I wouldn't actually be adverse to selling him, especially when we can play Bjarne Mo off at bench if we need to. But it depends what we're going to be able to get out of whoever it is that's made the offer. We'll negotiate and see what we can get. Right, well, I'm not going to lie, I made him storm off because I wasn't willing to settle for a cheap transfer fee, especially when he's got quite a while left on his contract yet. So we'll get rid of that. We've already dealt with that. We know he's leaving, we know he's leaving, and that's just the same email about one of them leaving. Right, so we need to have a look at the transfer hub again, don't we? Because Obita, was it, has got interest from another club. He's a left back. His stat ranges are pretty good. That sprint speed. What's his tackling like? Tackling is going to be pretty good because it's a minimum of 62 and 66. Is it 62? Yeah, 62 and 66. I am tempted, you know, to go in for him. It just depends. When we obviously can't buy him now, but we can't actually make an offer to buy him anyway because it's in the last 6 months of his deal. But we could approach to sign him on a free. And do I really want to lose him? That's the question. I'm not going to do anything yet. I'll wait until perhaps we've played the next game. We have got the training to do. Just load that previous session. Oh, Mo. Very poor form from you, Sunshine. No growth overall on any players yet. But that's a slow process, isn't it? It's not an overnight thing to grow these players, and it is a road to glory that you're doing, Walsall. Right, we'll move forward to game number 2 then. Can we do the business of a Walsall? We have got another scout report back. Let's check out who this scout report's on before we go any further. Cameron Dawson, that's a player that's not even on transfer of, isn't it? Is this... Ah, yeah, that's because we removed him once we got Jacob Murphy. He is 66 rated, so he would have been the best keeper at the club if we did sign him. But we've got 4 days remaining on Tural, Ream and Obita and Ayala, although we have already signed Ayala. But yeah, he would have been the best goalkeeper at the club if we did sign him. But once we picked up Murphy, we decided not to, didn't we? Right, I will do the press conference and then we will kick on with game 2 of 2 for this episode. We, of course, remain unchanged then after a decent run of form lately. And is there any shock when our last 2 games have both been victories? This 4-2-3-1 is clearly working for us. And I did say in the press conference before the game that the last time we played Walsall it ended a 1-1 draw, so that was the same case with Northampton, weren't it? It's a 5-3-2. Can we do against Walsall then what we did against Northampton? We drew the first time we played them. That is Towel in for Markovic. Oh, he tried laying it back on for Towel, but it didn't work. And cleared under a panic, really. Well done, Figuera. Torre onto Sigurdarsson. Oh, cut out by Sadler. Here's Kinsella. Forward to Guthrie. Threlkeld is chasing. Guthrie still coming down that wing. He goes inside to Lavery. Well cut out by Hogan. Towel. Don't get caught in possession like that again. He will do. He'll get caught in possession many times. Well done though this time, Richie Towel. Forward for Markovic, who was in a ton of space. There's Micklebust. Oh, Markovic would pull it, getting ready to pull trigger then. Lavery wins the header, but Piergiani picks up the loose ball. That's on to Markovic. He turns, gets his shot off. Great save by Roberts. Right, we'll take this with Towel. Straight in middle at box to Piergiani. Ball's headed away. Guthrie picks it up. And Walsall are going to be looking to hit us on counter here, although they've dallied. And we have won the ball back. Micklebust goes for a shot, picks up a deflection that could have so easily been turned in. This picks up an horrible deflection. The defender gets lucky because that could have easily deflected into net. Now, it's been a case of Walsall hitting on the counter, hasn't it? It's been us that have been the attacking threat. Oh, what a ball. Markovic, and that is Micklebust. He slots home. No, it's not going to count, I don't think. Or is it? The referee indicated sort of back towards, you know, away from goal. I thought that was a free kick, but it is not. The goal does stand. So it's Thomas Micklebust pops up with another goal, and we got lucky then because Markovic went to turn, defender got a foot in, and ball just fell to Micklebust. But at that distance, he weren't going to miss, was he? And I do enjoy seeing the net bulge when it's us scoring the goals. This is the kind of performances that we wanted from start. You know, if we'd have been performing like this from the beginning. Although saying that, Lavery's just got him behind. Great block by Hogan. And Candling fires wide. Yeah, if we'd been playing like this from the get-go, from start of season, but then again we've made signings, haven't we, that have improved the team. So, can't really fault the team, really. We've improved it since the start. Well done, Piergiani. That is out wide. Sigurdarsson. Picked up by Markovic. He's out wide again to Sigurdarsson. He's going to be able to find a cross. Ball comes in. And it's Micklebust off the bar. It weren't Micklebust. Who the hell was that hit the crossbar then? I'm going to have to look at an instant replay of that. Right, who the hell was it? who hit the crossbar. I think it was Towel. It were. No, it weren't. Were it Smith Rowe? It were. It was Smith Rowe. Emile Smith Rowe. That were probably deserving of a goal. And now we're going to have to defend a counter-attack. Here's Candlin. Oh, ball fired forward in behind, and we know that our defence is not the quickest. But they can't capitalise. It's almost, I don't want to speak too soon, but almost a waste. Kinsella, that's offside. Thank you. We're saying that we'd have won ball back anyway with Hogan, but it was offside. Oh, that's too far. Keeper's going to collect. That's going to be a booking, surely. No? We just slid straight into keeper. How is that not a booking? Not that I'm complaining, mind. Here's Norman. I do remember playing Walsall now because I remember commenting about Norman. Oh, we've been done here. Here's Candlin. Frelkeld, get back. This is why we could do with a slightly quicker right back, because when we have to make him sprint, A, he's slow. Oh, good block. Yeah, Frelkeld's slow, and when he does sprint, it takes him forever to recover after. Bad defending, but too many players in box, I think, because Walsall had to come back out of the box again. Oh, Sigurdarsson, what a touch. Ref! No? Alright, that's the second game in a row. But there's the referee's whistle. That brings us to half-time. Salford 1, Walsall 0 at the break. Oh, well done, Smith Rowe. He fires it forward. Can't find Towel or Markovic upfield, though, and everybody else was back. Oh, well done, Mickelbust. Smith Rowe onto Threlkeld. Not exactly the world's quickest player. Mickelbust onto Figueira. It's knocked forward for Mickelbust. Looked for the return, and we're not going to get it. And as just like last game, it is Mickelbust coming off with Larsson coming on. 64 minutes played. Oh, it's Norman dances past Toure again, and Piergiani lumps it clear, but only as far as the Walsall players in midfield. It's Kinsella. Well done, Hogan, although he's under pressure. We do squeak it though and come away with the ball. It's on for Larsson. Oh, Larsson looked for the pass, finds it, surprisingly. Markovic, oh, great save by Roberts. Now that game against Northampton, Markovic scored 3 out of the 5 goals that we got, didn't he? But then didn't score last game despite us winning 2-0, and he's not scored in this. The only goal coming from midfield. He's due a goal by my estimation. Oh, that's a great ball over the top if they can get on end of it. Oh, and they have as well. Defend well, he does. It's Threlkeld. Stands tall. Did well to get back. Piergiani. Knocked on. Oh, Figueira caught in possession. Murphy, great save. Get back up. And he does. And Piergiani looks to get it forward. It's picked up by Liddell. And Walsall have to go backwards. Good block by Larsson. Didn't get the second block in though, but Piergiani does. That's Larsson. Knocks that on for Towel. Finds Smith Rowe. Can we find Towel again? We can. It's on for Larsson. Markovic would have been offside then if he'd have gone forward for it. And Smith Rowe were nowhere near it. We are in injury time though. And there we go. The referee's whistle does bring us another victory. It's Salford 1, Walsall 0. And that is how I want to... oh God, we've got Rooney complaining at us. He wants to be selected more, does he? Unless I get selected more often, I'll have to consider my future. Your demands are out of place. You still have your place in the squad. I'm counting on you in defence. I'm going to say he's got his place in the squad, which he has. But he's a bench player at best. Now we've got Markovic. I know Markovic, well actually I think Markovic is the same rating as him, isn't it? But yeah, Rooney, you are not going to be starting. I actually should have sold him really, shouldn't I? I probably should have sold him. We ain't got scout reports back yet, so I think we will defer making a decision about Jordan Abita. We can still offer for him, so he's not signed with anybody else yet. Them Rangers are starting to look really good, but we don't have a problem at left back. Toure is good, but Abita, no, I'm not going to make any decisions yet. I want the scout report back before we make a decision. Yeah, I don't think this episode could have gone any better, could it? We are now in 8th place. We have leapfrogged Forest Green, who we beat in game 1. Let's see how things were going at the top of the table with the teams after that second game. Colchester in 53, so we are now 11 points behind. They must have drawn their last game. Or lost. Yeah, drawn. We are now, either way, we are 11 points off the top. And when we were at bottom of the table at one point, I think we have turned things around considerably in this career mode, don't you? Hopefully, that's a sign of things to come, and we can have a strong end to the season. If we could make it to playoffs, that at least gives us a chance of promotion, doesn't it? And I assume that there's playoffs, because, you know, FIFA's meant to be at least fairly realistic. If we can get promoted this season, I am going to be amazed, because it started off really badly. We ain't got anybody in the top scorers list, although goals have come from sort of everywhere for us, haven't they? You know, there's not been one player that's been banging them in. We've been getting goals from pretty much all over the place. I'm not going to complain at that though. We had that with Tottenham last year, didn't we? We got goals from midfield and attack, and occasionally from defence as well. But with that said then, guys, I think that is all we are going to have for this one. We got the 2 victories that we needed. We are slowly and steadily climbing the table. We are in the top 10. If we can get into the sort of top 6, which I think will be the playoffs, I will look that up after I've finished filming, ready for next episode. But yeah, things are going in the right direction at last. We are steadily approaching the transfer window. Now, there will be no new signings, I wouldn't have thought, coming in this window. I think we've done all that business. But we will make some decisions about other players that we could offer contracts to ready for Season 2. Probably next episode. Have a quick look at calendar. I think we have only got 2 games left. So yeah, next episode will see deadline day. That will be next episode, which should be on Friday. But for now, we are going to leave it there, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you twat that thumbs up button, and don't forget to twat that subscribe button to keep up with regular content on the channel. Social media links are all in the description. You know what to do by now, so I won't bore you here. And other than that, cheers for watching, guys, and as usual, I'll see you next episode.